What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from November 5th, 2019. They were at Charleston, West Virginia for this edition of AEW Dark, as I give you this AEW Dark results, where your commentators was Excalibur and MJF. And no, not good old JR Jim Ross. It was Excalibur and MJF, the best friend of Cody Rhodes. As far as MJF on commentary, I thought he was pretty good. As a color commentator, a heel commentator, he was pretty good. And he was also being nice too as well. But at the same time, it's MJF. He's better than you, and you know it. And even though MJF was on commentary with Excalibur, he wasn't being nice to Excalibur as well. To a majority, he was being mean to him, but also he was being respectful as well. But yeah, I thought he did pretty good on commentary, MJF. So yeah, MJF is better than you, and you know it. Hell, MJF is better than me, and I know it. Just saying. By the way, what pertains to this edition to give you AEW Dark results from November 5th, 2019, I'm trying some features with these special effects of how I look and everything. This is a good example so far, and this is going to be my thing what pertains to AEW Dark, because I want to bring in a dark element into AEW Dark as I give you these results. So, not wasting any time, let's get right into it. What pertains to AEW Dark, at the AEW Control Center, you got your host, Tony Schiavone, and Dasha Gonzalez, not Dasha Flanders. Dasha Flanders was the name that she got from WWE. Dasha Gonzalez is her name now, and Dasha and she's been with AEW for quite a while now, for a couple of months in a way. If you haven't seen her on the last edition of AEW episodes, like I believe it was back in Double Nothing. I may have seen her at that from there, or pertains to watching on TV or on the app, whatever. And I think she was also part of Fyter Fest, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think I may have seen her a lot as well, or pertains to at being a ringside. But yeah, Dasha Flanders. Dasha Gonzalez. I meant to say Dasha Flanders. Dasha Gonzalez. See, I'm screwed up. I'm gonna stick with Dasha Gonzalez, because that's her name now in AEW. Not Dasha Flanders. Dasha Flanders is a name owned by WWE. So Dasha Gonzalez is her name, and here she was, showing what she can show on AEW and professional wrestling, and that's charisma, personality. That's what she got. So that WWE never give her, and that's one of the reasons why that I always give her crap and everything. But at the same time, it wasn't her fault, and now she could exploit her personality and her charisma and what she could bring to the table in professional wrestling. Now, as far as her doing something in the ring, I don't know if she's interested in doing something in the ring right now, but as of right now, she's doing this with Tony Schiavone at the Control Center for AEW. I'd love to see her wrestle. I want to see her in the ring to see what she can do. I think she's open to a wrestle, but I remember watching a video of Chris Van Vliet on YouTube of what she was being interviewed, and it was a good interview too. By the way, she could just show her personality. This was a different Dasha Gonzalez that we've seen of Dasha Flanders in WWE. So there you go. And I thought she did a good job here with Tony Schiavone as being the host, along with Tony Schiavone, the co-host in a way. So we'll see what happens with that. Hell, if it just ends up being a full time for her to do this AEW Control Center, which is AEW Dark, instead of having Tony Schiavone doing it all the time, that'll be cool. Because I think she could carry her own, but I think that's why she got Tony Schiavone there along his side. She could learn from him, learn the ropes and all that, learn everything, how to do this, how to do that, and everything. Tony Schiavone is the right guy to teach her that. So hopefully she'll that's the purpose of why she's there. And at the same time, I love to see her wrestle, because that's one thing I wanted to know about Dasha Gonzalez when she was in WWE. I I remember, there were some matches that she had before, but I've never seen them. And it's a shame that WWE never gave her that chance to wrestle on NXT, especially with Triple H, So, hopefully I'm not gonna get my hopes up that much, but hopefully we do see her wrestle. But I digress. But anyway, let's get to the first match. Shawn Spears being accompanied by Tully Blanchard as Shawn Spears goes up against Michael Nakazawa. That's how he's wants to be introduced. So the match happens. I thought it was decent. As always, Michael Nakazawa uses his baby oil at one point, and they use it as a comedy thing and all that, where Shawn Spears is tripping, and even Tully Blanchard was tripping at one point when he tried to get to because Michael Nakazawa with the baby oil on the ropes, and then Tully Blanchard, like an idiot, goes to the ropes, where he put the boy, where Michael Nakazawa put the baby oil at, and also he slipped. But in the end, it was Shawn Spears with the swing shot brainbuster to Michael Nakazawa for the win. And I also want to say Excalibur called it the swing shot spinebuster. Oh wait! I'm sorry. Well, it was a swing shot jackhammer. That's what it was. I remember. Shawn Spears did a swing shot into a jackhammer, and Excalibur called it the swing shot brainbuster. That's what I meant to say. My apologies for that. So yeah, Excalibur called it a brainbuster, but I know what a brainbuster looks like, and that was not a brainbuster. That was actually a jackhammer. But yeah, the point is, Shawn Spears won. Another easy win for him. He's now 2-2. Next we get a second match, which I couldn't believe what I saw here. And I talk about the women's in this whole equation. So the second match featured Big Swole and Mercedes Martinez. Let me say this again. Mercedes Martinez, a legend in her own right when it pertains to women's professional wrestling, not just in the indies, but in general. You're telling me AEW, you had Mercedes Martinez with AEW this entire time since All Out, and now you feature her? Not only you feature her, but you feature her on AEW Dark? What? Why would you do that? If you had her, why couldn't you debut her? Do a video package, or whatever, a video vignette of her, making her her making her appearance, sometimes in AEW Dynamite, whatever. What the fuck? This is one of your best women's wrestlers out there, Mercedes Martinez. You have her on AEW Dark. But yeah, Big Swole and Mercedes Martinez, they team up against Sadie Gibbs and Allie. And the match itself, it was sloppy. I couldn't get into it that much. It was just a mess. It's like they didn't know what to do in this match. And that was very disappointing. In the end, it was Sadie Gibbs and Allie win the match. I think Big Swole took the loss here, where I think it was Big Swole took the loss here, because I thought it was Mercedes Martinez who took the loss here. Yeah, it was Big Swole who took the loss here. Ali delivered the BSK. I mean the BSK best super. I mean BSE. I meant to say best super kick ever to Big Swole, and then that's when Sadie Gibbs does the moonsault and gets the win. So Ali and Sadie Gibbs wins. Like I said, the match was not that good. It was sloppy. Just couldn't get into it. We get to another segment of from undesirable to undeniable, with special guest Jimmy Havoc, and the host, obviously, Cody Rhodes. So this time, Jimmy Havoc, one of the first people that was that was signed to AEW, which was a good thing, because Jimmy Havoc explains why this is a good thing, because he has an incredible story about what made him feel like he was undesirable, and he talks about how he feel undesirable, what pertains to him when you look at Twitter with the Twitter feeds and all that, about any negative things that he gets from anyone, and he has some kind words to them what pertains to you're not good enough to be in wrestling and all that, and you're not good enough to be signed anywhere and all that, and then he's like he's like, well, I'm here now, so, and he gives them a middle finger. Also, they were shooting in the arena like they always do, and also they went backstage because I guess, and Cody Rhodes explained it, there was some kind of interruption, whatever pertains to the music, whatever, and they went backstage to finish off the interview. But he started. Jimmy Havoc started wrestling the way that he wanted to wrestle. And he got he basically talked about how he came from undesirable to undeniable in a way, by giving some examples, like he got a degree in film and loved horror movies, and you see how Jimmy Havoc carries himself the way he does, because in horror, because he loved horror movies and all that. He got a degree in horror in film, with the whole half mask face that he wears, the eyeliners and all that, with the makeup and everything, and the way he dressed, and the way he dressed too, and all, like come up from a horror movie. And when it pertains to horror movies, he used any horror movies as a promo for his for in wrestling, to help his character to get over. And Jimmy Havoc again talks about, to those that say that he couldn't make it, well, he did make it, and then and once again gives him a middle finger and all that, and that was basically it. So yeah, and good for Jimmy Havoc too, by the way, because I believe he's very underrated as a worker. Not just because not just in hardcore matches, but that's what he's best known of in hardcore wrestling. But what pertains to him wrestling, he's decent. He's very underrated, decent worker in wrestling, and I think he's gonna showcase more of that when he gets that chance. All right, finally, let me get to the Jurassic Express, which it features Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Marco Stunt versus Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela. Match itself, it was decent. It was Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela getting the win after Joey I was going to say Jelly Janela again. Joey Janela plants Marco Stunt with a avalanche package power driver off the top rope, by the way, or second rope. It was one of those two, but either way, an avalanche package power driver. It was nice the way it was done to Marco Stunt, and George Janela and Jimmy Havoc wins the match. And there was some tensions between Jimmy Havoc and George Janela because of the history and everything, but they still ended up working together as a team, and they won. After that, George Janela was backstage. Also, he gets confronted by Tully Blanchard. It was ridiculous. I think I may have forgot about it, but George Janela at one point smoked a cigarette and put it into Tully Blanchard's can of soda, whatever it was. Sean Spears attacks him, and then the whole thing with the pliers, the tongue, and then the smoke, the cigarette, whatever. Either he tried to pull it out or put cigarettes in his mouth, whatever. It came out ridiculous, but whatever. But anyways, and that was the show. Told my wrestling was 3 matches. My overall strength for the show, 4 out of 10. I felt like the show wasn't that important. So 4 out of 10. And wrapping, basically pertains to AEW Dark from November 5th, 2019. But that being said, thank you all for watching for It's Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your All Elite Wrestling review, where it pertains to giving you AEW Dark results from November 5th, 2019. Until next time, what pertains to AEW, or should I say All Elite Wrestling review, I'm out. Take care.